picturesque tropical environment located on a remote island nation with breathtaking natural beauty. However, no country is immune to the effects of climate change, including the Seychelles Islands, which symbolize the susceptibility of small island nations to the impacts of climate change. The third Intra-ACP Climate Services and Related Applications ClimSA Forum was held in Seychelles, in this serene and emblematic backdrop of Ma Island, a perfect location to discuss the primary purpose of building bridges between providers and users of climate services, through the exchange of experience and best practices stemming from implementing the ClimSA program. Representatives from the Organization of African, Caribbean and Pacific States, implementing partners of the ClimSA program, technical and collaborative partners, representatives of ClimSA's regional focus countries from national meteorological and hydrological services, donors and financial institutions, and other stakeholders gathered at the Seychelles Kempinski Hotel in September 2023. Over 3 days, they exchanged expertise and discussed potential climate action solutions. Climate variability and change are amongst the root cause of poverty, food insecurity, and economic fragility in these regions. Many depend on climate-sensitive livelihoods, such as rain-fed agriculture, leading to food insecurity and economic instability. Climate change directly impacts crop production, water resources, health concerns like malaria, and rural life in general. Additionally, climate change poses risks to various sectors, including hydropower production, fisheries, and flood-prone areas. These challenges demand a comprehensive approach to climate services. The role of ClimSA. The ClimSA program offers technical and financial support to strengthen the climate services value chain. It focuses on improving access to climate information, enabling the use of climate services in decision-making processes, and implementing adaptation and risk reduction measures. The core value of ClimSA is providing science-based climate information to enhance resilience in the face of climate change. As the world gets ready for COP28, the ClimSA Forum played a part in the global stocktake by examining how climate services are being used in socio-economic sectors and promoting discussions among stakeholders to create a society that is resilient to climate change in OACPS countries. The aim was to identify areas that need improvement, collaborate and develop strategies for climate action to meet the goals of the Paris Agreement and the SDGs. The main goal is to connect climate service providers and users by sharing experiences and best practices from the implementation of the ClimSA program and to understand how stakeholder dialogue can improve regional resilience in vulnerable countries. The main objective was to raise awareness of the benefits of climate services for end users and promote dialogue among stakeholders. This dialogue will focus on feedback, synergies, and complementarities, especially regarding the functioning of the regional climate centres and their climate services information systems. Specific objectives. The specific objectives of the ClimSA Forum include reviewing the capacity and capabilities of regional climate centres and progress, evaluating user engagement, including local communities, the private sector, and academia, to enhance climate service development and delivery. Analyzing feedback from end users regarding the usefulness of climate services. Sharing best practices and experiences, including those related to anticipatory actions and risk financing. A high-level panel addressing regional climate change and disaster risk reduction strategies. Opportunities, challenges and perspectives in the African, Caribbean and Pacific regions. The focus of the sessions were ongoing activities of the pilot countries for a global and national framework for climate services, ClimSA actions in the regional focus countries, and stakeholders. Engagements were the focus of the sessions, in line with regional climate change and disaster risk reduction strategies. Parallel sessions addressed the capacities and capabilities of regional climate centres and their added value in the health, water and energy, disaster risk reduction, and agriculture and food security and fishery sectors. Access and exchange of data products between regional climate centres was discussed under the theme Stakeholder Sharing of Experiences for Strengthening Regional and National Capability to deliver and use climate services. The third OACPS ClimSA Forum, which was the first African hybrid ClimSA Forum, called on contributions to build resilience in the regions of the Organization of African, Caribbean and Pacific States, calling for more training, capacity-building platforms, access to climate finance to develop climate services, and the need to create synergy between ClimSA action and ongoing initiatives in the ClimSA implementing regions. Moving forward, it was recommended that climate services be applied in the ACP sub-regions to empower the user community, creating demand by users to ensure the sustainability of climate services.